dudes and dudettes, this is me, Philippe, also known as Phil TMNT, and today we're going to talk about something that I may have mentioned on my own channel as well, a subject I brought on my channel, and on my channel, like last year, I answered the question, my own question, is it too late for the Avatar sequel? Not The Last Airbender, but the Avatar with the blue people. Pretty much a badass Smurfs. If the Smurfs were badass. And I figured on Spartan's channel I would like to get into that subject as well. And to be honest, I'll ask the question again. Is it too late for the Avatar sequel? I'll have to say yes. I mean, I enjoyed Avatar. If you asked me like about 5 years ago, I would have still said it's one of the best movies I've seen. I mean, in today's time, with a lot of the movies pandering to the SJWs, Avatar, yeah, it's one of the better movies I've seen because it focused more on story and less on identity politics shit. But it came out 11 years ago. I was holding hope for like about 8 years, so that means 2016. I was excited to see Avatar 2 coming out in 2016. But I heard no word about that. All I've heard was, oh yeah, we're planning to make 2 more sequels, like shortly after the first one came out. And then, I think it was by 2016, oh yeah, we're going to make 2 more sequels on top of the 2 sequels. So, pretty much we're going to have 5 Avatar movies. Now the problem with that, announcing that, is let's say if number 2 and 3 bombed, then, in my opinion, 4 and 5 would be a risk. In terms of, maybe after 2 or 3 being so bad, 4 and 5 would be bombing the box office. Now I could have been wrong. If, hypothetically, if Avatar 2 and 3, 4 and 5 were good, or 2 and 3 were good, 4 would make a lot of money. If that was good, 5 will potentially make the most money out of the Avatar saga. Assuming that they kept along with it. But, one, I feel like it's too late for an Avatar sequel because they're waiting way too long. Star Wars, who had like a 20-year gap about, in terms of releasing the movies. Hold on. Move, thinking names. Who had a 20-year gap between, like, in terms of the movie releasing, in between Return of the Jedi and The Phantom Menace. Star Wars could get away with that, because Star Wars was way bigger of a property than Avatar is. And even if you take the 10-year gap that was in between Revenge of the Sith and The Force Awakens. I'm excluding the Clone Wars because I doubt most of the mainstream Star Wars fans saw the Clone Wars movie in theaters. But take the 10 years gap between Revenge of the Sith and The Force Awakens, which is like supposed to take like, The Force Awakens takes like about 40-ish, 50-ish years after the events of Return of the Jedi. The Force Awakens made a lot of money because Star Wars could get away with that. Everybody was excited about The Force Awakens because it was the first Star Wars movie in 10 years, live action, not animated, that we got. the first Star Wars movie that we got, like sequel movie that we got in 40 years. So Star Wars could do that. It could have a long ass wait in this scenario and still be extremely popular. Well, now that their current direction, the people at Lucasfilm is taking Star Wars now, but before uh they there were SJW driven shit in like not Rogue One, The Last Jedi and Solo, but that's a story for another time, or video for another time. My point is, by bringing up Star Wars, they could easily have gotten away with it because one, we didn't really expect there to be any prequels or sequels, especially more so on the sequels than the prequels. So hell yeah, it's common sense that The Force Awakens was going to come out strong in the box office. If tomorrow J.K. Rowling decides to release a Harry Potter sequel, not a prequel but a sequel, I have a feeling that a lot of people are going to see the Harry Potter sequel. Because how's J.K. Rowling ended the Harry Potter story? And I'm kind of ignoring the Fantastic Beasts story line for a sec, partially because I haven't seen the last Fantastic Beasts movie. How she ended Harry Potter's story in the Harry Potter films? A lot of people will be on board to seeing the Harry Potter sequel saga, per se. With Avatar, I feel like they can't do that. I feel like the latest they sort of released Avatar 2 was 6 years after the original Avatar movie came out, which would have been in 2016, would have been 3 years ago. And then possibly having Avatar 3 come out this year, or by 2021. But announcing 4 sequels, I feel like was way too much before even releasing number 2 at the very least. I mean, yeah, the ending of Avatar 2 did end off like there could be a sequel. And keyword could, but James Cameron did, or whoever made the Avatar movie, made Athena, the robotic badass movie that just came out in theaters not so long ago, and a few other movies since Avatar. I feel like if they had time to release a few movies since Avatar was being released 11 years ago, then they could have released Avatar 2 or worked a whole lot more for Avatar 2, where it could have been released potentially this year or next year, where we have perfect vision. Get the joke, cause 2020. It's like the year 2020 is next year. 2020 vision. And just there hasn't been any announcements in terms of Avatar 2. And there's only so much time when people get on the excitement train. And to be honest, I was on the excitement train for like 8 years. And then once 2017 hit, I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm done trying to look forward for Avatar 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm done trying to look forward for Avatar 2. I mean, if Avatar 2 does come out, and I do stress if, then yeah, I would see it. I would see Avatar 2 when it comes out in theaters. But in terms of my excitement for it, especially me looking forward to see it in theaters in terms of, oh my god, is it gonna be this year or is it gonna be next year? Oh my god, died. But yeah, like I said, I would be open to go to the theaters watching the movie if Avatar 2 came out. But I'm also losing interest in terms of being excited. If Avatar 2 came out tomorrow, I'll say, okay, cool. Avatar 2 came out finally. I probably will watch it in theaters. I mean, I'm definitely gonna watch it, but will it be in theaters? I don't know, because the excitement died. And it's not exactly my fault, it's really more so the people who are behind Avatar. Because they promised a sequel that should have been out by now, but but haven't. And they chose to release other movies within the last 11 years outside of Avatar. So, like, it's kind of like, what the hell? What the hell? And it's kind of like the same scenario with Rian Johnson's Star Wars trilogy. It was announced that the Death Star shaped head guy was going to have his own trilogy before The Last Jedi came out. Like, we didn't know when it was going to take place. We don't know who it was going to be about, the trilogy, I mean. Of course, The Last Jedi came out. A lot of people were hating on Rian Johnson, but that's mainly because he decides to go out and bash the fans who dislike The Last Jedi. So, a lot less people are willing to see his trilogy, assuming that it does come out, because I'm saying I assuming because I doubt it will come out because he's been so obsessed with bashing fans who dislike The Last Jedi that where the like where the heck like what the heck, you got all this time to bash fans who dislike your product, but yet you can't work on the supposedly new trilogy you have with Star Wars. If you have so much time to be bashing fans on Star Wars, who dislike The Last Jedi and potentially Solo Star Wars story, when do you have enough time to make the new trilogy? I mean, I've heard less of him within the last 2 months, but my point still stands. So even though Rian Johnson's trilogy situation is different from the Avatar sequel, both situations leaving me to the point where you're like, okay, I'm losing interest in that movie. I mean, Rian Johnson more because he's been bashing fans. So I have like, will I see the new trilogy? Probably, because Star Wars is my weakness. But I have no interest really in any news about his trilogy other than, hey, yeah, we're going to cancel Rian Johnson's trilogy. James Cameron, even if he tomorrow says, oh, here's the new characters, here's the new characters, this is the synopsis of the movie, I'll say, okay, cool. You said that like about at least 5 years ago. If you're not going to release it in 2016, 8 years after. Well, okay, cool. I mean, it wouldn't be any excitement in my voice, because like I said, it would be too late. But again, I will be up to seeing Avatar 2 in theaters if tomorrow, hypothetically tomorrow, it was released in theaters. I would be up to see it. But I wouldn't exactly be excited Like there's in my book, there's you're willing to be able to see something in theaters, and there's something that you're excited to see in theaters. It's kind of the same thing, but excited is, you know, you're looking more, you're looking forward to seeing it in theaters. Like with Avengers Endgame, I am looking forward to seeing Avengers Endgame in theaters because I am excited. Avengers Infinity War ended off with a really good ending, really unexpected ending. Yeah, it was depressing ending, but it was still a really good ending, leaving me excited for what next. And Avengers Infinity War. I mean, in Avengers Endgame. Well, the amount of wait time we've been having for Avatar 2, that excitement went away, and it just turned to more like, okay, like, about time Avatar 2 came out in theaters. I suppose I'd be willing to see it. That, and I'm assuming, I'm taking into effect that the trailers doesn't really wow me as much. With me being, sound like a robot. Okay, cool. I'll be willing to see it. I'm not excited for it, but I'll see it. Anyways, what do you guys think? Do you guys think is there has been too long of a wait for Avatar 2 to be in theaters? Or are you guys still excited for Avatar 2? And, or are you guys to the point where you guys are saying, are not caring about the Avatar franchise anymore? Or if you guys do, have, are you guys like saying, what the hell is taking them so long? Where the hell is this Avatar sequel that we promised? Whatever you guys are feeling, leave the comment below, and I will see you later, dudes and dudettes.